everybody, my name is Connor, and we are here with another Croc video. Let's go. I am loving this deck. I decided that I wanted to post this game because, while honestly, I was pretty upset. But I need to know if I feel like I did everything the best I could, but after calming down, I decided that I want feedback. I need to know, Uta is one of the decks that I really struggle against, and I feel confident that I played the game well, but I need to know if there was anything I could have done better. I do feel like my hands this game were pretty rough, and maybe I should have kept that hand. So I see that hand, and I'm not seeing anything I really am looking for. Miss Wednesday and Bon Clay are great in your starting hand, but I was hoping for some life gain or a little bit more ramp, which arguably Miss Wednesday and Bon Clay make the ramp pretty good in this game. So maybe I shouldn't mulligan that hand, but my gut told me to mulligan it, and I listened to my gut, which may be my downfall. But yeah, so this game is a pretty rough one for me. And just the Uta matchup. I hate Uta, to put it nicely. I don't know. I just think I'm Invincible is annoying. And the board presence, arguably, I was going to say is dumb, but I did just play Dofi, so, whoopsies. There you see I accidentally started to put 5 life down, and then remembered that I'm not on a 5 Dawn leader, so the game starts off really solid. I see Yamato in my hand, we play Miss Wednesday, we get Miss Wednesday off the top, but I am pulling so much, and you see I think I could have made a better choice here. I'm seeing I have a Bon Clay, I have Miss Wednesday in my hand, and I'm trying to decide what I want, and I think here I should have taken Croc, but I end up taking Bon Clay. I know that Bon Clay ramps. There's a lot of pressure that he can provide, especially if Uta plays down some of their bigger cards. So I take Bon Clay, and I feel like I should have taken Croc, but I don't think that I could have known that I wasn't going to see any Crocs the rest of the game. So he goes ahead and he swings big with lead. He reveals the new Genesis, which is great. Love that for him. And I decide to play out our trigger Miss Double Finger just so I can ramp. And I trash Yamato here because I'm like, I have more life game coming, And so I'm making sure I trash the card, I read, and I get to ramp. And I think I'm ramping correctly. Definitely tricky with the Dawn with this deck, and it's something I'm working on getting better, but I will be playing a lot of purple yellow Croc. This deck is so much fun. So I tap 4, and I'm pretty sure I play out of Bon Clay, or maybe I play Miss Wednesday. I play one of those two. I think I'm deciding what I want to do, and I do play Miss Wednesday. I feel like playing Miss Wednesday first gives me the potential to ramp more Dawn. And honestly, this game, I feel like I ramp really quickly. My opponent's not too far behind me with just the steady increase of Dawn you get each turn. But I do feel like I was able to ramp pretty quick. So they played new Genesis, which this Uta deck has some annoying cards in it. I think he is running the Kid variant. Thankfully, I don't think I see Kid at all. But oh god, I hate the Kid variant. And, they get a free search. That's also kind of annoying, but this is not the time to, this isn't hate on Uta deck hour. So they end up making this play, which I'm like, great, excellent, love that for me. They just get 3 board, I take, a couple turns establishing a board, and they just establish the board in 1 turn. They get the new, they pick up a new Genesis, they go ahead and play it. And I'm like, I hate this matchup. They pick up I'm Invincible, and one of the things I remember is they picked up I'm Invincible, and I said, I have to remember they have that. And I feel like I do a pretty good job of remembering they have that, so that's a first for me. So they swing 6, they get the Uta blocker. I Miss Wednesday ability, get the Dawn back, and then ramp with Croc ability, and I give them the Capone, which I think is the best play, and they pass turn, and I get another Capone. So, I don't know what my deck is doing. I don't know, what's up with that, but I'm having a good time. I go ahead and I tap 4, and I play down Bon Clay. He doesn't have any super big bodies on board, but, yeah, and I'm just making sure, because I'm still learning the deck and paper, I'm making sure I get it active. So I get 4, and I'm pretty sure I play down the other, I play the other Bon Clay, and I ramp to maximum Dawn. So we are at our 10 Dawn turn. I go ahead and I swing 5 into Brook. So my plan here is not to swing into his life. I don't want to give him more cards. I don't have anything to get rid of cards out of his hand. So my goal is to clear board as best I can and get some cards out of his hand. So I swing 2 times into Brook. He counters out. I'm like, perfect. Go ahead and pass turn. I'm trying to clear his board. I think that's the best play. I think that's how you play into Uta, is you clear board until you establish your board, and then you swing face. I feel like Uta and Uta and black yellow Luffy I've proven to be some of my most difficult matchups, because I always try and keep him at Luffy at 3 life, and then he takes his own life, and so he swings into my life. I Miss Wednesday ability, get the Dawn back active. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I do have an Okama Way, and I get a Maru. I don't trigger it. If I knew, I would have triggered it. So he swings 5. He still has his Dawn up. I'm like, oh god, I'm in a rough spot. I'm not really seeing I'm not seeing any life gain. I don't see any Kikunojos. I think I only see this one Okama Way. So I send his attack into Miss Wednesday and let her, Miss Valentine, and let her go, because I don't want to block. They go ahead and tap all 7, and they establish a board, more of a board. I'm like, this is great, but at least now my Bon Clays can swing with 7k. But 2 blockers up. With my board state, it is pretty hard to get through, and I pull another Bon Clay, and I'm like, oh my god, where are my big cards? Definitely at this stage of the game, against Uta, I need big cards. I have the, what is it, I have the Amaru, I have Mr. 13 and Mrs. Friday, the animals with 2k, and so I swing 7, 8, 9 into Nami just to try and, get him to counter out or use blocker. I swing 5, 6, 7 into Brook, and he counters out, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. Now what do I do? I was hoping he would take more to counter out. So I think I go ahead and I swing 7 into life here, hoping 7, 8, 9 into life, hoping he'll use Luffy or counter out, because you can see his hand is right next to his leader right now. He's got a pretty massive hand, despite all my efforts. But I mean, he's seeing New Genesis after New Genesis. What can I do? So I swing into life, and he takes it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pass turn. I have 3 Dawn up. There's not much I can do. I'm in a pretty bad situation, and I'm hoping that I draw something to help me gain some life. Or I'm hoping that my Kikunojos are hiding in my last 2 life. Just anything. Even though he's not at 3 life yet, with Bon Clay, I could get him there. So he swings into Bon Clay. I let him go. Bon Clay's done his job, and he got a big swing in. He swings 5 into Bon Clay. And I'm pretending to think about it. I know that Bon Clay is gonna go here, because you just can't defend the Bon Clay once he's tapped, I feel, when they swing that much over. So yeah, I've seen 3 of my 4 Bon Clays, which is great. I mean, that would be great if I had anything that was helping me lose Dawn, such as of maybe Croc or anything. But Bon Clay at this stage of the game is not what I need to be seeing. So drawing him last turn was kind of rough, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I've got a blocker if I need it. I've got 2k in my hand, 3k in my hand with Bon Clay. I could put Bon Clay down and get another 7k swing, or at least. But like I can't. I don't think I can do much, honestly. So my opponent's taking some time to think about what they want to do. They still have all their Dawn up, and they are gonna go ahead and tap some Dawn here. But yeah, so I definitely feel like this game, this is the finals of the tournament, so I am pretty stressed. I don't make it to the finals a lot. I think I made it to the finals like 3 times in my life, and I was feeling really confident on this deck, and I was like, oh my god, I have a chance in the finals. And then just to have my deck kind of fuck me over like this, I was pretty upset. I was pretty bummed. He did end up getting a winner Fukuro, so I was less bummed. But I've only gotten 1 winner card in my life, and I'm hoping to. It was the pre-release Zoro winner, so not a bad winner card to get. But I'm hoping to earn a couple winner cards here in the future, just to prove to myself that I am getting better at this game. So he goes ahead, plays Zoro and Usopp, and passes turn, and I am trying to figure out what I want to do. We get the Blast Breath off a life, which are off the top of our deck, which I think would have been more helpful earlier. But yeah, at this point I'm trying to figure out, like, I have nothing in my hand. I'm not seeing anything that I need, so I think I just play out Bon Clay in hopes of doing something. So I swing pretty big into Brook, hoping he'll, use the blocker, like get rid of that blocker. He doesn't, and so I just tap Bon Clay, and I'm not trying to swing into his hand to give him more cards. So I go ahead and pass. And maybe that's not what I should have done. Maybe I should have started trying to swing into life, and maybe that would have gotten him to use his hand and his blockers. But I mean, he has 3-ish cards in his hand, it looks like, so I feel like I'm doing a pretty... My problem with this game is I feel like I was doing everything right, but I wasn't getting the cards I need, so I definitely want to know if I'm not doing everything right. Because I feel like this game was mine to win, and he just had, believed in the heart of the cards more than I did. So he swings into my life, and I go ahead and take it. I decide not to trigger it because I feel like the 2k counter is more valuable at this moment. He swings with Zoro, and I know he has I'm invincible. I'm thinking I'm screwed, and I, basically am as far as I'm aware. But we play out Blast Breath and counter out of the Zoro hit. He goes 2 with Uta, revealing the Nami, and I'm like, cool. And there's our 4th Bon Clay, so we get all 4 of our Bon Clays. And that's great. That would be great in, I think almost any other matchup. So he's got several Dawn left. I have, 5k counter in my hand. And he plays down the Nami, and I'm just like, this game's over. Like, I can't believe I didn't see any life draw, considering I have, 4 Yamatos and 4 Crocs. Seeing the 2 that I saw in the beginning and then nothing else is, to me, like, the odds are, that's so unlucky. He passes turn, and I see another Miss Wednesday, and I'm like, cool, like a Yamato would have been awesome. A Croc would have also been awesome. A little too late, but something. Yamato would have been great because I could have gotten rid of, the Nami or the blocker. But at this point in the game, there is nothing I can do. I know that I have to try and get rid of his board, but he's Uta, so he's got the hand to counter out of it. And yeah, so I do my best to play it out and do what I think it needs to be done. I go, 8 into Usopp, and he goes ahead and, like, I don't know how he got so many cards in his hand when I didn't swing into his life at all. I just think Green Uta is just not a fun deck to play against, especially when I drop the kid down. So I swing again. I swing into Usopp, trying to get Usopp off board, at least one less swing, because I'm like, okay, I can drop Miss Wednesday, and that's 2 blockers. But with the board he's established, he just goes ahead, counters out, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like, what else can I do? I know there's not much I can do. I think I go ahead and Amaru and buff up Miss Wednesday and try and get something else off the board. Just to... yeah, I'm trying to decide if it's worth it. I don't know if that made too much of a difference. But I do end up tapping 2, playing Amaru, buffing up. I rest the Uta, and I buff up Miss Wednesday, and I swing into, I think, Usopp, and I swing into Zoro, and he lets Zoro go. I'm like, okay, like, see, so I don't know. I feel like regardless, like, at this point, I have lost this game. Like, I didn't see any life gain, and when that's the whole point of your deck and you don't see any of it, that's pretty rough. So, yeah, I mean, I saw, I think, 1 Okama Way. I saw, 1 Okama Way, 1 Croc, 1 Yamato at the beginning of the game. And, yeah, at this point, I'm like, I've got 1 blocker, he's got several swings, and I know he has I'm Invincible. Like, that's game. And I'm pretty upset, too. Like, I feel like, you know, and he's new Genesising. I'm like, dude, just finish the game, you know, like, I'm sure you're being cautious because I do have the 2 Dawn up, but, like, just put me out of my misery at this point, dude. Like, you know you have game. There's no way I have no life. You have 5, you have 5 swings if you want them. And I know you have, you know, what's her name? I know you have, what is, I'm Invincible. So you have 6 swings, dude. You win. So he gets the Tony Chopper, and yeah, I don't know if there's anything I could have done to play this game better. I 2K out, he swings 7, I miss Wednesday out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I tell him, there's my 2K, you win, dude. So yeah, that's a pretty upsetting game. I was really bummed because I do feel like I played the tournament really well. You know, considering there were only 5 of us, I was really hoping to come out with a W and to lose to last game to Green Uta, which is just, it's one of those decks that just makes me salty. And I know that there are some people in the community who it also makes salty. I know actually I know Don 10 lost to it 2 tournaments in a row to I'm Invincible getting top decked. So yeah, I think that deck is kind of cheeks, kind of cheesy, but you know, I'm not mad at my opponent. Obviously he played his deck well, and it's, you know, I'm not mad at him for playing a cheesy deck. I'm just mad at the deck itself, and I'm mad at my deck. You know, went home and I washed the stench of failure off of it, so hopefully next tournament we can come back and do something better. But yeah, let me know if you guys think, besides, you know, taking the Croc instead of the Bon Clay and things, and, you know, discarding Yamato, because silly me, I assumed I'd get more. Besides those misplays, let me know if you guys think I could have done something better. If, you know, what have you. Just let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate it. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.